3.14 is the standard approximation for pi. It's only 2 decimal places. It's long and tame and simple, but also pretty boring. Next is 22/7. It's probably the second most widely known approximation for pi. I can imagine why this was used often as the exact value of pi in antiquity, with how simple and compact it is, but then Archimedes had to come along and ruin the fun with one of his proofs. Nonetheless, it's only accurate to 2 places, so that was definitely for the better. 355/113 is the final boring approximation in this list, although it's pretty interesting. It's far and away the best integer fractional approximation for pi, without getting obnoxiously large, and it's accurate to 6 decimal places. I know that I haven't made a video of this effort in almost 13 months, but I'll try to be more consistent. So comment some video ideas you'd like to see, and subscribe if you want to support me. This is the only medium one here before the silliness emerges. For this, I got the snowfall data for my city, Ottawa, stretching back to 1873. I then wrote some code to pick 2 random snowfall values, say 308 and 203 centimeters, and check their greatest common factor. If it's 1, a variable would be incremented by 1. I then did this 1,000,000 times. The ratio of the count as a decimal should, in the perfect world, be 6/pi squared. My ratio was 635,450 to 1,000,000, or about 0.635 to 1. Doing some algebra with this figure led me to believe that pi was 3.073, so not great, but it was interesting at least. This is 7/9 per mil of 41 to the power of 2 times the golden ratio minus 1, which is a huge jump in terms of silliness. I mean, when you have a per mil symbol and the golden ratio in a singular expression, it can't be normal. This started as 41 to the power of the square root of 5 times 7/9,000. To make it even sillier, I turned the square root of 5 into 2 times the golden ratio minus 1, as the golden ratio is the square root of 5 plus 1/2, and turned that satisfyingly perfect fraction into 7/9 per mil, and a per mil is 1/10 of a percent. This is accurate to 7 decimal places, which is the best we've seen so far. Now this is silly. This is one of Liu Hui's approximations from over 1700 years ago. To be clear, this isn't the limit of this equation. Like many at the time, this converges to pi, with a specific one being with inscribed polygons, the biggest trend of the time. And as you add more 2 plus square roots, the number at the front must be 1.5 times 2 to the power of the total number of 2's, including the 2 minus at the start. Now this one is really silly. Once again, I used some code, but with a different format this time, and originally I got 66 to the power of the square root of 6 over 9,116. I couldn't pass up this opportunity, so I turned 9,116 into a ridiculous, over-parenthesized mess of 6's, as you can see there. This isn't a bad approximation either, with it being accurate to 6 decimal places. I did not intend for that to happen, but there you are, it did. Now let me finish this with one that's not as silly as it is satisfying. This one is the square root of 86 to the power of the square root of 86. All of that divided by 9,723. So in the end, this is accurate to 7 decimal places, and it's just so great. I could have made the 9,723 like a bunch of 86's, but then I didn't decide to do that because I just wanted to keep it as pure and elegant as possible. As you can probably tell, this was found by the code. No one would spend their time trying to find something like this, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you have a great Pi Day this year, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.